I think I knew that I had something wrong, but I didn't know exactly what it was. Blood pressure going up, and it got very dizzy to the point that, I couldn't even walk. I had to sit down.
As people grow old, the most common things to change are, number one, actually for the aortic valve to stiffen. Nina Bamford had a critically stenosed or blocked aortic valve and was in advanced heart failure from it, could do very little. Toward this point in her life, while she was older, there were other things happening that made her very high risk just to have a standard aortic valve replacement.
I was scared. I was really scared because I didn't know whether they were going to open up my chest and put this new valve in, and I didn't know what I was going to be after the valve.
You could really kind of see it in her eyes that she felt like she was winding down and that she wasn't going to be able to live her life anymore.
Someone my age having some heart surgery, because all the time in my mind, they're going to cut me open. This is what really scared me.
We spent some time together kind of understanding what she expected out of life, and then we went after it. Fortunately for Nina, we were able to perform a transcatheter aortic valve replacement where we advanced the valve from the leg artery up into the heart and into the aortic valve, and then replaced her aortic valve without stopping it, without opening her chest. The advantage for a senior receiving a transcatheter aortic valve replacement really has to do with their risk stratification. When they're very high risk for standard surgery, then this offers them something that we don't have to have the recovery for, that we don't have the same types of risks for. So it's kind of a different selection. It's an opportunity to avoid being on the heart-lung machine. It's an opportunity to avoid perhaps a little bit bigger incision. And those things can have consequences for someone who's particularly frail.
It's just wonderful not to have that any longer, not to have that feeling of short breath, and I'm glad I had it done. I really am. You have a lot more strength than you did before. But now I could walk and feel so much better. And it really amazed me that something like that could make you feel so much better. So that old valve must have been really something. It was a bad valve.
Nina, after surgery, became a new person again, really. And as usual, actually, when we do TAVR for an older person with really advanced disease, it takes a little while, actually, for it to kind of catch up with them. And then they feel really well, and that's what's happened with Mrs. Bamford.
I don't like to advise anybody to do something that I was afraid to have done. But if that would be the case, I would say, please, whatever you do, have it done, because it's probably be the best thing that ever happens to you.